Right, little Pip, English Springer Spaniel, and she came into us yesterday because she's a shadow chaser. What do I mean by that? She becomes extremely fixated to the point of the prey drive that she's naturally got within her bloodstream going through the roof. Shadows, shines on the floor, silhouettes, reflections, anything to do with any element of things that move on the floor. She has become fixated, okay? To the point where we need to give her something else to think about. Now, it's a very, very common problem, or could be a common problem. But what people don't realise is if it gets worse and is allowed to manifest and snowball and then turn into an avalanche, it becomes a psychological, almost sort of the equivalent of a canine OCD, fixational element of their behaviour. Now, some dogs, or the reason why some dogs do it, is because they're naturally anxious, they're fearful, they're theoretically a little bit worried within their surroundings, or they're bored, or they're not stimulated enough, or they're not getting enough interaction or human contact, etc. So there's a number of different reasons why a dog may become interested in chasing shadows and silhouettes and reflections and that on the floor. And coupled with a dog that has got a particular high prey drive, then they will self-satisfy, they will self-stimulate, they will actively get off and receive so much stimulation, so much pleasure chasing things that aren't actually there, shadows on the floor. So although it's a very simple problem to nip in the bud and stop by redirecting and giving the dog something else to think about, or giving the dog a job, or giving the dog something more effective and more pleasing for it to be redirected away from looking and chasing the shadows. If it's allowed to manifest, as I said, it can be a very, very serious issue to look at. As I've said before, when we're dealing with psychological training issues, the time limit that it takes to cure and remedy those problems is a lot longer than what I call teaching a dog the physical elements: sit, stay, wait, heel, come, down, whatever, okay? So when we're specifically looking with a psychological habitual habit, the time limit is unknown, to be perfectly honest. So very, very easy to deal with, but you've just got to persist, repeat, persist, repeat, persist, repeat. But what the bottom line, what we're trying to achieve is to get little Pip to think about something different. So when she's chasing the shadows or the silhouettes or the reflections or whatever on a hot summer's day, where it's very, very sunny, we need to give her something better to think about, okay? And when we're giving a dog something better or something else, or we're kind of loosely looking at redirection techniques to get a dog to think about something else, clicker is the best way forward, okay? It's consistent, it's sharp, it's precise. And then what you can do is, after using the clicker to tell the dog that they're doing right, then you can use the clicker as a mechanism to redirect. So initially we're going to start off calling a name. She looks at us, click, reward, okay? Then what we would do is we would put her in a situation, and this is why I'm doing this today. Yesterday it was too much for her, it was too sunny. There were shadows everywhere, shine, silhouette, your watch would reflect, the whole lot. So as it's overcast and cloudy today and there's not a single shadow on the floor, I'm going to make tracks, I'm going to make headway, I'm going to nail this while I can. Because what I wanted to do is, Pip looks at me, reward. Good girl. There you go. Lovely little reward. Now, because her drive is so massive, we're pulling out the big guns here, okay? Usually you would reward, if you're using food, you would reward a dog with as low a value treat or food as you possibly can, okay, to gain success. Because she's so far gone and we're dealing with such a bad habitual behaviour, we're pulling out the big guns here. So I'm talking cheese, I'm talking sprats, I'm talking something that smells smoky or something, okay? We want her to get the point and we want her to get the message we are better, we are more interesting than what she's becoming fixated upon and trying to hunt and catch and kill. Pip, come bub, where are you? Pip, come on in, mate. So we're just going to sit her up now while there is no shadows. Pip, come here, mate. Sit, sit, good girl. Good girl. Every single time she looks at me, she's going to hear this click and I'm going to reward her. Good girl. Good girl, there you go. Good girl. Click, good girl. Okay, so picture this, good girl. So picture the scene. She's looking at shadows on the floor. Pip, click, reward. Okay, try that again. She's looking at shadows on the floor. Pip, click, reward. Okay, try that again. Looking at shadows on the floor. Good girl. She did it there without me calling her name. But you can understand the mechanics of this. We want her to look at a shadow, learn it's not as interesting as she thinks it previously was, look at us because we are more interesting than a shadow, and she's going to get a reward for just doing that. Pip, Pip, come on, come on, good girl. So we'll keep doing this all day long. Sit, click, good, there you go. Wait for her to look away. Pip, click, good. Look away, pip, click, good. So what she's learning is, if she looks at us and not the shadow on the floor, pip, click, good. She's going to get a prize for it. She's going to get paid very, very effectively. Okay, I'll just wait a little minute. Floor, pip, click, good. Okay, good. So what the clicker here is telling her, yeah, you're doing what I want you to do. Thank you very much. So think of a click. The clicker as in, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Pip, come on in, mate. Good. Looked at me there, click, good, even without me saying her name, which is great stuff. Wait, good, there you go. Now what I'll do is, if you notice I've got a bit of a sprat here, I'm not piling it in her face, I'm not giving it to her straight away. So when I do that, she's just going to go straight back to being fixated on the shadows. Good. So I'm holding that in her mouth, so she can chew it, she can lick it, she can nibble it. All the time she's doing that, she is not thinking about chasing a shadow or a reflection or a light source on the floor. Good. Give it a break, wait for it to look, pip, and again, good. Good, good, good. So this is all about teaching her we are better than what she is currently fixating upon. Good. Wait for it to look away. Pip. Good. There you go. Well done, buddy. Well done. Good. So clicker training with a psychological, ingrained habitual habit that can really, really take over a quality of life. She's not enjoying it because she's obsessing, okay? The owners aren't enjoying it because they're constantly trying to redirect and refocus her to look at them so they can have an interaction with her, okay? So we're going to use clicker training to look at, cure, solve, remedy, call it whatever you like, little Pip's massive, massive, massive obsession with chasing shadows that are on the floor. Come on, sweet, come here. Good girl. Well done. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl.